tripod, so we have Brett.
That's okay. You're a very lovely tripod.
Thank you.
So I guess the first question would be back at Little White Lie. What was it? What was your first day like on set?
The first day? The very first thing that we shot was when we were in the restaurant, and like Duder and I are like playing our little guitars and everything. And it was really bad because I lived right down the street from where we were filming. So I just showered and I was like, oh, my hair will be dry by the time I get there. We get there, my hair's still soaking wet. We had to like towel dry it while we were there, but it was really tough because I'd never like done anything on screen before. So Chris had to give me a lot of help with it, and they had to keep on like reshooting because I didn't know, stage acting and film acting are a little bit different. So they had to keep on going over stuff with me, but it was kind of stressful but really fun.
How did you get down into Michigan?
This is such a complicated story. My friend Grant helped Darren write the music for the show. I guess he went to, I think, high school with the Lang brothers and Eric Congale, and they told him about it, and he was like, oh, you'd be perfect for this role. It's like a tomboyish girl. She's kind of manly, and I was like, thanks. Thanks for thinking of me first. So he told me about that. Originally, they were all going to come to Toronto for auditions, and I guess they did Sammy auditions everywhere, but I just couldn't find anyone that was, I guess, mean enough. I don't know. So then they canceled the Toronto audition because they were only going to come for me, and they were like, oh, it's not really worth it. It's just one person. So then they held auditions in Ann Arbor. And Grant was like, you need to come audition. So my mom drove me because I couldn't drive at the time. She drove me all the way there, and then I had a day, an entire day of auditions, and then, yeah.
Nice.
That's what went down. I have the same headband as you. Mine's gold. But.
Oh, I think I might have had a gold one at one point.
From the dollar store?
Yep.
Yeah.
And other than Little White Lie, is there any other roles that you've played?
In high school, we had a special drama course at my school that you had to audition to get in the class, and my high school teacher got us into a bunch of little commercials and stuff, but nothing that you'd be able to see. I was in a French driving instructor video, which is ironic because I didn't have my license until I turned 20. So, but other than that, nothing that you would really be able to see. Are you guys as nervous as I am? I'm shaking right now.
Yeah.
All day. We've been oh my goodness.
This is exciting for me too. I've been so excited. I'm yeah, I get to meet people. This is great. I told my mom this morning.
Our questions aren't in order at all.
That's cool.
We wrote them down and came up with them. We should have wrote a pen across them all.
I've been dealing with grade ones all day, so this is a nice break. I get to talk to adults.
A lot of people want to know, have you seen Starship yet?
I haven't seen it yet, no. I know that it's 3.5 hours or something, so I have to set a time where it's going to be my Starship night and just be able to watch it. Plus, my one friend really loves Star Kid as well, and she's in Asia right now for 2 months, so I'm kind of waiting for her to get back before I watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to wait another month and a half before I see it. But everyone's been telling me to see it because it's so good.
It is.
Yeah.
What did you think of your character Sammy, and how do you relate to her at all?
What do I think of her? Well, I mean, she's a jerk. There's not much else you can say about her, but I've said it before, but there was a few scenes where she was actually half decent, and then it got cut because I guess it didn't fit with the rest of the story. But it's in those instances, I think she was really great. But I will say that she's very tenacious, and she tries really hard for everything that she wants. So I guess that's an admirable quality, maybe. But I really hope I'm not like her. I try not to be. I have straight hair, not curly. I don't know, I think she's kind of cool because she's a rocker chick, so I guess I'm so cool and I'm like that too, but I don't know. I hope I'm not like her. She's mean.
What was your favorite part of doing Little White Lie?
Being in the recording studio was really fun. Even just when we were filming stuff in the recording studio was so much fun because everyone's so musical and so talented. There's a big piano, so people go in there just play stuff, and I go and play like Heart and Soul and feel so cool. And I don't know. And everybody filmed stuff together. It was really, really fun because it's like everyone got to be there. It could also be really stressful because everyone else is so experienced, and I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing. But probably that. Doing stuff in a recording studio was fun.
So, what was your first impression of Nick Lang and Brian Holden and Darren?
They're so cute. I feel so bad. The first time I ever met Brian, he didn't know I was coming over, so we went to their apartment. He was like sitting in his underwear on the couch. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, but they're the sweetest people in the world. They're so much fun. They're like my brothers for like the while that I was there, and we went to a concert together, and we just got so close with them. And like the first time I met them, they were just hilarious. They were even talking about like, oh, we're gonna make the Harry Potter musical someday, and like that was the summer that the 7th book came out. It's like we all talked about it, and we had kind of had wand duels and stuff like that. Wizarding duels.
That's
the Langs
awesome.
have all the Dumbledore's Army wands, so we were playing with those. But I don't know. First impression was that they were just like the coolest people in the world, which same impression I still have.
If there would be a season of if there would be a second season of Little White Lie 2, what do you think would happen in it?
We also talked about it. Well, we talked about it like that summer. For some reason, they really want to shoot a scene on top of a water tower. I don't know why. They want to have like a big duel or something on the water tower, but we were talking about that Sammy and Tanya kind of become friends because like they have stuff on each other, so like it cancels out all their differences, and then they become like friends. And then I don't know if I'm like allowed to say any of this, but I mean it's not like there's a second season, but they were talking about how Sammy and Toby would get together and they'd be dating, and then because Kevin wakes up, he doesn't remember anything at first. So, but they let him join the band and everything because they're like, oh, we're jerks, like we stole his music, like you know he should come along. So they're all together, and then something triggers his memory and he remembers everything. So he blackmails Sammy into dating him. So she has to break up with Toby, but he doesn't know why. And Deidre and Tanya, of course, date. That's as far as they got, though.
Not bad. Pretty good.
Satisfying.
And Sammy gets nicer.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's nowhere but up for her.
They're all very repetitive questions.
It's okay.
Have you ever had people come up to you like on the street and be like, oh my gosh, you're Sammy? Or have you ever had like a fan moment?
I've never had anyone come up to me in the street, but I've had it happen, I think, 2 or 3 times when I was working. I used to work in a mall, and I had some girls come in, and one of the girls that I worked with was in a magazine, so I was like showing them, like, isn't this cool? She's famous. And the one girl's like, are you the girl from Little White Lie? And I was like, yes. That's weird, but pay attention to her. Like, she's cool. And then I had another girl who I think I freaked her right out because she recognized me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you've seen the show. And I like got really, really excited, and I think she was like, whoa, this girl's crazy, and just like walked away because she was like afraid of me. Not very many. Yeah. But they're pretty cool when they happen. I like go home and tell my mom, I'm like, guess what?
Aw.
Somebody knew me.
So what, you didn't major in theater like the rest of the circuits. What did you graduate with?
I took English and French at Brock University's in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and I want to be a teacher eventually. But yeah, English was my major, and my minor was French, and yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah.